number 1. Chris Crowther serving 0-0.
Welcome everybody to Southern California. We're here for the 2011 Echelon National Championships. The best racquetball players in the world have come here, and we are in the quarterfinals. In the white is the hometown favorite from San Diego, California, Chris Crowther, currently ranked number 5 in the world. And in the blue is Tony Carson. He's ranked number 12. And I am Sean Royster alongside the legendary Cliff Swain, 6-time world champion. Cliff, great to be working with you here, bud.
Definitely. It's going to be a good match here. My favorite thing about this matchup is we have two guys that really, really play hard. You know, unfortunately, that's not the case in every single match like it should be. But these guys are both really gritty. Chris just murders the ball, and Tony goes after everything. So it's going to be fun to watch, that's for sure.
Oh, wow. Already turned into a slugfest. Kind of pictured that in this match. Thinking maybe both players would be hanging around the short line and just start hammering each other.
Yeah, that's what they did right there. Neither one of them could put the ball away. They should have. They both had a couple opportunities. But Tony put it away at the end there. Chris is one of the few guys, I think, that on a given day could end the streak, could end Kane's streak. He's hits the ball hard enough, and with the 2-serve rule, he can really get hot with his serve. Tony, on the other hand, I don't think he's been in the quarters too many times, but definitely capable of beating anybody, as you can see there with that.
Yeah,
backhand.
great shot.
Yeah. I like him. He's got an edge to him, you know. It kind of makes it fun to watch rather than, you know, seeing guys act like they're best friends out there and talking between points about, I don't know, the kids at home and stuff. This is
some of the other things you see out of these players is, you know, an intimidating opponent. A lot of these kids are backing down, and Tony's tough. Like he's not, you know, going to take any heat. He's not going to back down. He's going to play hard. He's going to grit it out, you know.
Definitely a feisty guy. I watched Chris play yesterday against Mike Harmon, and it was the best I've ever seen him play. I mean, it wasn't his toughest test, you know, in Mike Harmon, but he really played great. He just hit every shot, forehands, backhands. Didn't hit a whole lot of drive serve. He's got a little back issue. I asked him about it, and he said he thought if he could win without hitting the drive serve, he was going to do that, and then that's the way it went. There wasn't anything he didn't do. He was getting to everything. He's so big, obviously. He just gets to a lot of balls. A lot of balls without diving. You know, obviously he's 6'7" or 6'8", and just one step. But sometimes when his back's acting up, to get down that low is an issue for him.
Sure, he's a big dude. I mean, definitely the benefit to the smaller guy in racquetball, since the goal is to hit it as low as you can. Somebody like him who has to get down that low. What was he, 6'5", 6'6"?
No, he's 6'7", I believe. I said 6'7" or 6'8", but I think it is 6'7". Over the years, it seems like the best racquetball players are somewhere between 5'10" and 6'1", and I think that's because it's, you know, you get a nice combination of decent reach and the ability to move. You know, not too short where you can have the ball blown by you easily, but also not too big where speed and getting low is an issue. So he's definitely an exception to the rule. Replay, what?
No, I thought he got away with that. Chris doesn't know it, but he took a swing, but I don't know that he could actually see it in the glass. That's what it looked like to me. But
yeah, that's a funny one. Yeah, that's pretty good that Chris didn't have a whole lot to say about that. It did look like he had no idea where it was going, didn't it?
Yeah.
1-2.
I gotta tell you, we're used to putting suits and ties on and jackets. going indoors to commentate racquetball here, Cliff. It's kind of nice to have my shorts and sunglasses on and hang out here
We're in Cali.
in Southern Cali.
That's nice.
It's really cool. Pretty amazing thing they've done here. They've taken this glass court, put it on the right outside. Wow. It's a good shot. Put it outdoors here. Built this stadium. And a beautiful club here, the Meridian Sports Club here with 22 racquetball courts or something. I mean, not too many facilities around the world that have that kind of racquetball access.
Sometimes, you know, somebody who's not used to being in the quarters like this, I don't want to say, you know, not happy to lose, but they look happy to be out there more so than planning on winning, you know, and he looks like he really wants to win this match. And he just hit a good shot and winked at somebody there, so.
A little bit of confidence, I guess, going on.
I guess maybe he's just planning on winning the tournament, not just today.
Right. Well, he just took his first lead there, 3-2. I don't know if it's the first lead, but he, after being tied 2-2, broke the.
Ooh, great serve, too. Does look pretty poised, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty relaxed out there for a guy who's not in the quarters very often.
Yeah, nice deep breaths between points, thinking about what he's going to do, and then getting in there and doing it. Good get. It's a great get. See that one in slow-mo.
5-2.
Here's another big serve.
Wow.
Real big serve. I never knew him to be a big serve
Yeah,
like
I was going
that.
to say, Tony Carson's not the guy you think of with big serves, but.
Yeah, maybe with this with the two-serve rule being brought back into play, maybe he's been working on it. Yeah, look good. Timeout. Good call by Chris there. Nothing's really going well, and Tony looks very, very comfortable. It's definitely a good timeout there. Chris doesn't have anything good going on right this second, so something to break the momentum. Good call.
4 straight points now for Tony Carson. He leads the first game 6-2. We'll be right back.
6-2.
Welcome back to the 2011 Echelon National Championships. Tony Carson up in game 1 against Chris Crowther, 6-2.
Point.
Pretty good wide angle pass there.
Yeah, he's smashing.
7-2.
He fooled me there. I thought he was just going to go down the line, the basic shot, and I think it caught Chris off guard as well.
Chris looking for a hander, no call. Chris is going to have something to say if he loses his rally. I'm tell you that right. Yep, here it comes. Chris looking at the ref. Hand up. Asking for a hander. Didn't get the call, which is another note to self for you players at home. Doesn't matter if you think it is a hander or not. Hold your hand up, look for the call. If you don't get the call, you got to keep playing. Right, Cliff?
That's what you got to do, Sean. I feel like I'm learning something just by sitting next to you. It's a good serve right there. Oh, he missed an opportunity there. Tony did. He hasn't missed many today so far.
2-8.
See if Chris Crowther can put together a couple heaters.
I think he just needs to go real heavy to the left there. Yep, right there. That's not working.
Side up.
Jam serves wouldn't be a bad call either. And this, you know, with the tricky lighting out here, you know, you have some sun on the court and some shade. Just a nice safe jam that comes right at a jam serve. For anybody who doesn't know, hits the sidewall in the air, just past the short line, and comes right at the person. Rather than doing what you typically do is go to a corner to get the person out of the middle. The jam serve will come right to the middle and surprise the guy. But
that was the serve that Tony got away with a few points earlier.
Right. Maybe that's why he hasn't gone back to it.
And he missed it, but held his hand up as if he was holding up for Chris.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot of holding up out here, so I don't know. I think a referee should be a little
on top of that.
Yeah, it's not. No one's trying to be real nice to
Right,
each
I
other.
held up for the safety of my
Yeah,
opponent.
safety's no accident.
You don't see that too often.
That was a missile forehand by Chris right there.
Side up.
That's nice.
He's playing sharp.
Another tricky shot. I didn't think he was going to hit that one. It went right at where Chris was
8-3.
standing. I think you see, normally Chris would get a ball like that. I think he was just totally surprised.
Point. Nine three.
This is the best of a series of 5. If both players in game 4, 2 apiece, then we go to a tiebreaker.
Point.
Yeah, yesterday Chris was. He didn't have one rally that bad yesterday. Today
10-3.
he's had 5 rallies that bad. He's had numerous chances and didn't put the ball away. And Tony's just not doing anything bad. He's hitting some great shots, and then when he doesn't have something real big, he's just not doing anything bad. So that's why we have the score that it is right now.
First chance at game point here for Tony Carson.
Game 1.
Jeez.
And that is game 1. Ends it.
I have to
with an
say,
ace.
I'm going to admit this right now that I had Chris as a heavy favorite, and Tony's just made me look like I don't know what I'm talking about. The match isn't over here, but that was great playing by Tony.
Tony, number 12 in the world, takes out number 5 in game 1, but this match is far from over. We'll be right back for more action here in Southern California at the 2011 Nationals.
Tony Carson serving 0-0.
Welcome back here. We're in game 2. Tony Carson leads the series 1-0. Comes out firing.
Point.
And he kind of stopped like he was looking like he was going to try to get a
1-0.
call. Took kind of a half swing at it.
Well, he did the right thing. He thought there should have been a call, and there probably should have been, but he went ahead and hit the ball. Had he not, he should have lost the point. But, which is what a lot of guys do, is they stop, and then the referee gives them the hinder anyway, which is not the right way to do it. But he did the right thing. He went and hit the shot and got the point.
Sure.
2-0.
Right off the bat, 2-0.
All this stuff makes me want to play you, because I could really use a win right now, and an easy one.
Yeah,
No offense.
I'd look somewhere else if that's the case. I mean, pick a sport, really.
Mm.
At this point,
Side out.
Chris has got a look of frustration on his face. He's obviously not playing in cruise control like he was yesterday in the match you were
0-2.
watching.
Yeah, he looks uncertain. He's trying to find something, trying to find a serve, trying to find something in the rally that will be working. Like now he's switching to this lob that he hit yesterday, that half lob right there.
I don't think that's a bad serve.
No, it's really good, and he mixes it up. Sometimes it goes straight to the backhand, sometimes it goes at the body. It looks easier to return than it is, for sure.
1-2.
And sometimes he'll bring it up high, and sometimes he does not like that. Tony will definitely.
Play.
Well, we kind of gave him a little shove.
Yeah. I like
You know, the Chris Crowther that I know doesn't play well with
1-2.
pushing around on the court. I can speak to that.
Yeah, he is a beast out there.
He's tough. Played against him in doubles at the national championship this year, Cliff. He was not playing around. Did not, wasn't so welcoming as far as giving space and pushing around. I mean, he's a tough kid.
Yeah, that term gentle giant does not apply.
I wouldn't
here.
say.
2-1.
Yeah, he's got a serious edge to him.
Not the kid I'd want to meet in the alley.
Yeah. Better to be on his side, I guess.
Court. Second serve. Check the ball. Two, 1, second serve. Point.
Tony is very into every point.
Yeah, it's
3-1.
this little air of confidence you're seeing on him. He's even putting his hands up to fire up the crowd.
Yeah, I don't particularly care for that myself, especially, given that I just wouldn't want to see him lose focus. I don't really care personally what he does, but I'm sure that is good for the crowd. But just everything you're doing is working. Don't just keep doing what you're doing. Don't try and be the star of the show.
I mean, just made another great shot, but then
Yeah.
looks back at the crowd and fist pumps.
Did he do it again?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he missed that one, but it's just kind of, I don't know if it's enough for him to be ahead right now in this match to really be being the showboat necessarily. I think, like you said.
It's far from over. And, with some guys you can see them that they tank and they get frustrated and they pack it in. Chris is definitely not that guy.
Side up.
Chris can maybe switch his serves. It looks like he's going back to some heat.
Yes, he's going back and forth, and it's not like he's going back and forth to mix stuff up. He's going back and forth to try and find a serve.
Right. Searching.
Yeah. I think he should bring the gas. It's not going to work every time, but he hits the ball so heavy that it's going to work a lot.
You might as well use the weapon if you got
especially with the two serves. At least bring it once, go for something big, and then throw in that lob serve.
Down, point.
See, I would accuse Chris Crowther of overswinging for the most part. I'd say I've seen that quite a bit out of him over the years.
Down, point.
Yeah, see, that's so far Tony hasn't missed many shots like that. That was a perfect setup in the middle, and just left that one just a little bit, and Chris put it away.
4-5. Court. Second
Almost
serve.
looks like Chris' head's gonna come right off his body.
It
when he
does.
says-
Yeah,
the drive
just-
serve. It's snapping around so hard.
Side up.
Yeah, he's playing well. I usually know Tony to be a scrapper and, in the type of game style that fun to watch.
Court. Second serve. Side up.
First double fault of the day.
Yeah, and from a technical standpoint there, Cliff, it looked to me like he didn't stay down on either one of those drive
4-5.
serves. He lifted himself up and didn't keep his knee bent on that front knee.
Yeah, they both looked like he stood up and the ball was way behind him, to me.
Point.
There's that pinch again that Chris has kind of found. That's just one of those little things he's found. So now, there's 3 out of the last 4 points have been on his drive serve, and then the pinch in the left corner.
And now all of a sudden we're tied up.
Yep.
Court. Second serve. Side up. 5-5. Point.
Another great
It's
shot.
a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
Point.
Yeah, he's re-killing that backhand, too, where Chris is flicking a lot of those shots back up to the ceiling, and Tony's going for the re-kill a lot and hitting it a bunch. You know, those little bang-bang rallies, sometimes it's hard on the backhand. If you have a forehand grip going, a lot of times you have to flick it to the ceiling, but Tony's, it's a lot harder than it looks to try and re-kill a shot like that, I think.
Side up.
That was hit hard.
Crushed.
A couple 100 miles an hour there.
5-7.
That's what makes it interesting about filming this game, being in the production business, Cliff, is of all the things that we've filmed over the years, racquetball has got to be one of the toughest, and it's, you know, it's like my game here, but ball going 200 miles an hour, it's tough for these cameras to pick it up, so we've tried to create a bit of a science around shooting this in such a way to put in different formats together and different cameras and testing and all that stuff just to actually capture this game to where the folks at home can actually see it, you know?
And I think you guys have done an amazing job. I always thought that the biggest problem was the court. You know, that you couldn't get the right angle on so you could have one stationary camera and then, you know, zoom in on the, go to the other cameras for, you know, after the rally to see who got the best shot, correct?
Right.
And, you know, like in hockey or most sports, they just have one stationary camera, and then after the play, one of the other many cameras kind of attack the shot of the play or the rally from whichever camera had the best angle.
Right.
And the courts before made it very limited. And obviously, with this all-glass court, you can put cameras everywhere and anywhere.
Right.
Sounds like I'm lobbying for a job with you guys.
Well, actually, it's cool. You know, we'll bring up a graphic of the court and show you where our camera placements are. We basically covering this thing with 5 cameras. See 2 in the back, down at ground level, 1 in the front wall, 1 on the side covering the server, and then we got a big jib arm
Point.
to capture the crowd and do some pretty cool moving shots and establishing shots at the court and all that. So, so you can see that there and check it out.
Yeah, I always thought that it was really the biggest problem was the court, and now this is the answer to that.
Solved it, yeah. Little timeout there for Chris Crowther. We're going to take a timeout ourselves here. You're watching the 2011 Echelon National Championships of Racquetball. We are here in Southern California. Shorts, flip-flops, and got my shades on.
And
loving it.
No shaving allowed.
You know? Let's just relax and enjoy some more racquetball. We'll be right back.
8-5. I didn't see a hinder. I don't know what you're holding your hand up for. Point.
Well, that was one of those little rallies right there that,
There was no
you know,
hinder.
Chris couldn't see the ball, and the referee, Charlie Pratt, kind of
9-5.
disagreed. So here we are at 9-5, and Tony's getting really close to closing out game number 2 and going up 2-0.
Cliff, I'm back. Tell me what just happened. I walked back in the stadium and I saw Chris yelling there. What was the discrepancy?
One thing that happened is that I'm now doing the play-by-play.
How'd that? Nice get.
Side up.
That's, you know, Chris just hit an amazing shot there, but I always found that, you know, digging out balls like that and making the guy hitting 4 or 5 shots to win a rally as opposed to just one goes a long, long way. For you mentally, against him mentally, that was, even though Tony lost that point, it wasn't a total loss for him at all. Now Chris does look like he's overswinging, like you said before.
Point.
That's definitely his shot of the day. You know, that backhand pinch is the one that's working the best for him.
6-9.
His serve seems to be coming up to the backhand too. It's kind of sitting up nicely, even though he's hitting it really hard. It's not staying low and getting to the angle isn't good. The way the ball's popping up isn't good.
Point.
Sometimes angles really matter.
So you got a
7-9.
point there. I think Chris was shocked by that even. Like he was trying to figure out what the call was, but it ended up being a point, 7-9. Just watch the dome here. Look at that thing.
He just swings.
He needs a chiropractor sponsor or something. That just looks like it hurts.
Obviously, I don't know how this game's going to go here, but just, you know, afterwards we'll look back and see here that, you know, Tony missing that forehand reverse pinch would have made it 10-7, and now it's 8-9. So big forehand he missed there. We'll see if Tony stays strong and still pulls this game out somehow.
Good shot. Set up.
Yeah, see, that's a good sign. You know, sometimes when you miss an easy shot at a crucial time, you can kind of fall apart. And he came back strong right there, and just rolled the backhand.
And then took a timeout. So 9-8, Tony Carson in game 2 leads the series 1-0. We'll be right back in Southern California for more racquetball action.
9-8.
Welcome back. 9 serving 8. Tony Carson trying to go up 2-0 here. Another setup for Tony.
Point.
Yeah, he's playing tough as nails. Tough.
Pumping his fist,
Yeah,
fired up.
looking at everybody too.
Yeah, kind of looking
Yeah.
around like
10-8.
Yeah, he looked like maybe he wanted a piece of me in there, or you right now
Yeah,
too.
he
Like,
did
come on, you
eyeball us.
come in there. Yeah, I'll go in.
whatever. Flip-flop. Let's do this.
I think I might need 3 bounces the way I feel right now, but I'll go in.
Side up.
That's a tough shot right there
Yeah.
at a tough time. Crucial time here.
Trying to get a hinder.
Point.
Yeah, see, that's I'm a big fan of letting the people play and not calling that many hinders, and especially not calling that many avoidables. But that ball is clearly sitting up and going very slowly. The only way that he's not going to get that is if he doesn't see it. I mean, so that is a missed call at a bad time. I just don't like the refs to be a part of the match, part of the outcome.
Point.
Now we're at 10-10. Going back to that forehand pinch that Tony missed right now, I'm curious to see how this goes, and if it
10-10.
does go poorly for Tony, I want to ask him if he remembers the shot.
Oh yeah. That's a whole new ball game. You gotta win by 2. And now,
Skip.
after all of that, Chris has game point.
Chris hits the floor.
Oof, that is it.
Yeah,
Game 2.
bad shot selection right there by Tony.
Tony shaking his head. He's gonna look at looking at the referee. He's not happy.
I don't blame him. I'd probably be doing the same thing because it was really a bad call. But that call probably wouldn't have happened had he hit that one very easy shot. You know, he's human, and it's going to happen where you miss shots that you should hit. But sometimes when you win matches easily, it's because you hit the shots you should hit.
We'll find out what happens here. It's a whole new ball game, tied 1 game apiece. We'll be back for game 3 in just a moment. All right, welcome back to
Game
Southern
number
California
3.
here. We are in the quarterfinal match between Chris Crowther
0-0.
and Tony Carson, and it is a battle. All of a sudden, it's a battle. It was totally Tony, and then all of a sudden, change of events here. Chris Crowther comes back, ties it up at 1 game apiece, so it's back to anybody's match here. It's the best of a series of 5. And Tony's been playing lights out thus far.
Shot point.
Chris basically trying to search for his game from a majority of the first 2 games here, and it looks to me like he's starting to find it.
Skip. Side up.
Yeah, welcome back, Cliff.
Thank you.
We
0-1.
was mentioning how it felt like the momentum was all Tony, and then all of a sudden, Chris Crowther, it seemed like he was searching for it meaning his game somehow, and then I feel like right now he's starting to find it. He's hitting good shots, playing a little better. It's just going to be interesting to see if Tony can recover from that loss, forget about the call that he thought was bad,
Yeah.
and see if he can come back and bring it.
Short. Second serve.
Nice California breeze.
Point.
I think what we're going to see in Game 3 here is both guys play well. And usually, you know, when you get back and forth, you know, one guy playing good, then not so good. I find that during the time when both guys are playing good, especially when it's in a Game 3 after a split of the first two games, the guy who wins the game where they both play well wins in 4. That's my prediction here.
1-2.
Yeah, see what I like about it now is, you know, I said their level has gone up. They both have to hit, whoever wins the point has to hit a great shot, where Tony was winning with great shots and then with average shots because Chris was making unforced errors. Now neither one of them making unforced errors and just hitting great shots to win the rally, which is good for the crowd. Tony looks a little less intense to me right now. He might be a little, took a little wind out of his sails losing that game. He just looks a little less mean right now, and I think that's what, you know, got him that first game in 3 quarters. That edge he had. Not that he won't get it right back. Hit an ace, and he's trying to pump up the crowd. I don't know. I'm
Terrell Owens. I mean, there it is. I don't know if that's a good thing. I might be on the fence with that one. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I know you don't like it. But, you know, maybe trying to get the crowd behind him, just get something to fire him up. Different people try different things.
I think it was mid-game 2 when he did that the first time, right?
And then it turned, yeah.
So is it because he did that? Probably not just that, but whatever's going on in his head. I think he's got a real nasty edge to him, and he should stick with that because it works. You know, let somebody else fire up the crowd, I think, is a good motto. His play is enough to be fired up about. But I get it too, though. You know, sometimes you hit an amazing serve like that, and nobody has anything to say. I think that's also something to be fired. He's hitting a lot of great shots that the crowd should be fired up. Sometimes, in any sport, for some unknown reason, people just you know, aren't really showing their emotions. I think sometimes in racquetball they're in awe. You know, there's a lot of people here that are watching and they play, and just hard to even relate to.
Sure.
You know, some of the shots that guys are hitting, they're just actually in awe. I've sat out in the crowd just to see what they're thinking and what they say, and a lot of times they're saying it to each other, but they're not showing the emotion, and that can be frustrating for some of the players to
be working this hard.
Yeah, work
hear
this hard, and you know, put your heart into it, and all the crazy hours you've done at home, and you're
getting a golf clap.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, you'll see, like in basketball, somebody dunk it, which is not that hard for a 7-foot guy to do, and the crowd goes crazy. So I know that's it goes through some players' mind for sure. Yeah, so that's one of the things I like about Tony right there. You know, that's not everybody will do that, especially to Chris. You know, run into him like that. I want to make sure that they realize that if they do that to you, there's going to be consequences.
Right,
you know?
It just opens up a whole new. Sure.
You just can't let somebody feel really comfortable about running into you. You know, not that he did anything wrong there. It's just you got to make somebody not feel so, you know, just okay about it. You know, I'll just run into him whenever I want to, just to make it look like I'm going to get the ball.
Second serve.
Be interesting to see if Chris has a response to that.
You're right. I'm looking for that as well.
Maybe running into him, or maybe you know, a ball goes astray, which does happen sometimes. But I think right now Chris is looking pretty focused. He should probably not worry about that right now, and just, you know, try and win some points and win the match. And, you know, if you really want to send a message, the best time usually to do it is either instantly or when you have the match in hand.
Sure.
You know, so that because there's other guys watching here, other players here, that, they see Chris have a response to that. They're going to think twice about doing it too.
Right. I think after city of these guys matching up with each other, I mean, you know that better than anybody. Everybody knows each other's game. Everybody's starting to really understand the idiosyncrasies of each other's behavior and how they handle things. And, there it is again.
Just did it again.
Some more contact.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect kill shot. No chance of getting that.
Right.
And he ran into him again. So.
Yeah, I think I saw Ben Croft do that a little bit with Crowther. And that didn't turn out so well. It was turned into a bit of a battle where the hitting each other and pushing each other around to the point where the commissioner had to come in and break them up.
Down, skip. Side up.
Chris definitely looks pretty at peace with it, though. He doesn't, not that, something's not going on inside his head, like he got the number on his back. He might not forget that, but he looks definitely like he's more interested in winning the match, which is a good thing.
Great. 6-4.
I can see Chris's father over there in the yellow shirt, basically across the way there watching him. And
one of my favorite people in the world, true gentleman.
Yeah, he is. And sitting next to him is one of the legends of racquetball, Tim Doyle, both very close. And Tim and Chris have played doubles together. We all kind of live in the same town here in San Diego. And so I think Chris has got quite a corner behind him. He's got a legend like Tim able to get in his ear, and then his dad, who's, as you said, a great guy.
Second serve.
Definitely impressed by Tony's serve today, and I've never seen him serve so well. It's not like he's not getting a ton of aces. He has had a couple recently, but it's more like it's just consistently low and hard and difficult to do anything offensive with it. It's even difficult to do anything solidly defensive either. It's just a good solid serve.
4-7.
Great shot by Chris.
Ooh.
What happened there?
Saw an umbrella go down, take a few people
Tim
out.
and Chris's dad have no clue.
Yep, no idea.
Can't.
Security's
Don't know
all
how
over.
they missed that. Tim is unfazed.
This is funny.
You guys probably can't see that, but just a huge umbrella just went tumbling.
I have no doubt that you at home can hear the wind starting to pick up on us. It's getting a little breezy out here.
Feels nice sitting down here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's perfect.
6-7.
Score 6-7. Game 3.
Side up.
Well, here we are, 6-7. Both guys playing well. Kind of like we predicted. They're both playing real solid. It's just 1 point here, 1 point there. No runs, because every opportunity, every time there's a setup, somebody's putting it away.
Yeah.
Crucial game for both guys. Any predictions?
It just for some reason feels like Tony.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? For some reason.
It
feels like Chris is fighting his way through it. He's doing a great job hanging in there. It looks like Tony's just playing well.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Feels like Tony's day, but again, anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, based on everything we were watching, we thought for sure Tony was going to win game 2, right?
Yeah,
Didn't go that way.
Yeah. You never know.
I'd say that was just a little bit of a let up by Chris there. He probably was expecting Tony to do a little bit more with it. He left it up just a hair. Had he hustled the entire time, he would have got that ball. And that could be like the equivalent of Tony missing that forehand over here in the left. That was a big point.
think that's why he's yelling at himself,
Yeah.
just for the lack of effort.
I think he said something like hustle or something, you know.
Yeah.
And he called a timeout over. Probably steamed at himself right now, so he needs a little time to calm down so he can focus on this one point.
Tony trying to take this series to 2-1 as he leads 9-6 here in Game 3. Chris Crowther takes a timeout, and we're going to do the same ourselves. We'll be right back.
Time in.
Welcome back. Time is in. Chris Crowther took a timeout there. So, Tony Carson went up 9-6, and Chris is trying to avoid going down 1-2. Well said. 1 games.
Crucial point.
Big, huge, full swing.
Big forehand. One thing I can say about doing this with you here, Sean, is, you know, I watch TV and I watch, you know, announcers talk, and I hear them speak poorly. I'm like, God, what is wrong with them? And I do it all the time.
Right, it's not easy, is it?
Yeah. Just don't always just speak naturally as if we were just sitting here watching. That's a great shot there, too.
9-6.
A little back and forth here. Everyone having a tough time scoring a point.
Jason Menino, the legendary racquetball player who's been professional for a long time, took over as the tour commissioner, and he's done an excellent job, if I may say so myself. Few people questioning Menino on being the fiery guy from New York and how well he's going to take over a role like that. But at the end of the day, great businessman, has done a lot for the game. Glad to see it.
Complete nuisance, in my opinion.
Yeah, as he walks
especially
by.
on the court.
6-9.
He's one of the best that's ever played the game, definitely. It's really cool to see him still involved.
Oh, bad shot there. Left one up. Oh, and left one up there that he didn't usually. At least not today. He hasn't left balls up like that, and he left that one up. Another crucial time.
Seven, 9. Short.
Yeah.
Well, there's that serve
Yeah.
this forehand.
Short.
Yeah. Both guys just really tightening it up here. They certainly know that this is a crucial game. Great shot, great get. Left another one up there. Yeah, he's having a tough time on the side wall over here.
It seemed like it would be automatic for Tony. Just left that about 4 feet high.
Yeah. Eight, 9. Crunch time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, both guys having a little tough time with any ball that's taking its first bounce right here in the front left corner. Something that they should both pay attention to. I think that jam and the pinch over here would be great for both guys. Looks like they're whiffing at balls like by a lot.
Well, you see the sun glare on the court here. There's got to be playing a factor here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Short. Second serve.
Still pounding away at the drive serve.
Nice get.
Oh, great forehand. Great forehand. Great gets. Good rally. Solid rally. I think just while they're wiping up the court here, Sean, bringing back the 2 serves, I think is just great for the game. I think it's much more fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's definitely better to watch a slugfest than kind of the lob serve to start the rally. But at the end of the day, if you keep hammering drive serves and they're not good, lob serve's an effective serve and not fun to watch.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
And what it did too is it was, I don't know, 10, 12 years of one serve. It created an entire generation of people that primarily hit lob serves.
Point.
Yeah, Tony's definitely not at the same intensity level right now. Looks a little more unsure of himself than he was before. Not sure why. He's still playing great.
Right.
But he just doesn't look quite as intense or focused right this second.
Amazing to me. Chris Crowther has a game point and a chance to go up 2 games to 1. And see if he does it right here. And he does.
He does.
I mean, that
2-1.
That is kind of mind-blowing for me.
Yeah.
Watching what we've watched from the beginning. Chris is not playing all that great. And he's up 2 games to 1 against Tony Carson, who seems to be playing great. How do you explain that?
I think it has to do with
a
person's insides. That's one thing I've seen in the greatest players, like Sudzy and Kane, and they win when they're playing poorly. How? When it looks like the other guy is playing better, it's really hard to explain. But they just, winning ugly, they just get it done, and that's pretty much what Chris is getting done here. He's not playing great. I've seen him play way better, like yesterday, but he's winning. He's just getting it done. That's all there is to it.
We'll find out what happens in the result here. Game 4 coming right up. We are back here on the stadium court. Tony Carson up to serve. It's been quite an interesting battle here, as we believed that Tony Carson was the guy dominating the show here so far, but then Chris really never gave up, and somehow squeaked out game 3 here, and he's up 2 games to 1. And to Cliff's point earlier, the advantage would go to Chris Crowther. Stats would show, obviously, you're up 2 games to 1. Much better situation to be in.
Yeah, when you're up 2-1, you feel like you're just a few minutes from going home and getting ready for tomorrow. You're down 2-1. You're ready. You have to be ready for a war and thinking about nothing else. And the same does go for Chris. He really shouldn't be thinking he's just a couple minutes from winning. Usually when you do that, you're in for a long day yourself, but
Point. 1-0. Second serve. Side out. 0-1. Side out. 1-0.
Between the legs for a finish.
hard not to clap.
Yeah, they were playing real tight right there in that rally, and then nice little trickery move
0-1.
from Tony Carson to go between the legs to finish that rally.
Replay.
Looking for a replay. Chris swings through.
Yeah.
Still dangerous.
Yeah, let's flash back to what we were talking about. Tony's run into a couple times. Like I said, if there's a time to respond to anything you don't like out there, it's instantly or just before you're about to finish out the game. I'm an instantly kind of guy, usually.
I've noticed that.
Unless it's a real big match like U.S. Open or something, I try to not worry about any of that stuff.
Court. Second serve. Point.
It's a good shot from Tony there.
2-1.
Guess we're taking a text timeout, huh?
Side out. 1-2.
Wow. Crowther goes grunting. Look how hard he's swinging.
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
just. Yeah, he's working hard.
Chris
working hard.
grunting while he's taking a swing.
This is where, kind of what you're talking about. You know who wins matches and why. It's just there's not a shot that Tony can't hit, but he seems to be drifting right now, drifting mentally. It's time to get gritty and nasty and do everything you can to win every single point. He just looks like he's bearing down just a little bit less, and Chris is bearing down just a little bit more.
Side out.
That's a tough shot. Great shot, low percentage. I wouldn't have taken it at that time, but I'm sitting out here and Tony's in there, so
It worked out.
Shot. Point.
and definitely hits that little flick backhand very, very well. Not easy to do on the move down the line like that.
3-2. Side out. 2-3. Short. Second serve.
Skip ball. Starting to get away from him.
It is, and I think it's one of those little nuances, kind of hard to see if you don't know what to look for, but anybody who's watching this match, you see that Tony's always has his backhand grip. He hits the difficult backhands really, really well, ones that I often have to go to the backhand, but I think it's I think having a backhand grip is thinking defensively. Have the forehand grip, you're in control of the rally.
4-3. Point. 5-3.
Oop.
6-3.
6 serving 3 now.
Dangerously close to over for Tony. Chris is looking really good here. If he just needs to do exactly what he's doing right now, just bear down on every point, and he'll be getting ready for the semis tomorrow.
Down.
Tony
Great
definitely
serve.
looks like he's just, I don't know, he's not packing it in. He's definitely not a quitter by any means, but he just looks like he's a little deflated right now, you know?
7-3.
Big serve.
It's a good pass, too.
Point.
See, that's well done.
Yep. Yeah, he's playing well. He's staying down on his serve a little bit more. It's
8-3.
more of a penetrating serve, where earlier in the match when he wasn't playing well, the ball was popping up.
He was just fired up at the beginning, pumping his fist, and just. I mean, I don't see him giving up.
No, but
Skip.
but
Side out.
not as nasty as he was, and it shouldn't. On one hand, it shouldn't be that hard to do, to be as intense as you can for a couple hours, but it really is. You know, you have a couple bad minutes, you get a little down on yourself, and you know, and here's the results, and it just is very difficult to stay as intense as you possibly can be for that amount of time. It's just hard to do.
4-8.
You know, and keep treating it like it's just a game too.
Sure.
Hard to do, that fine line.
That's
Great get. That's a good get right there.
Down. Point.
Two quick points in a row for Tony Carson. That should light a little fire here. See
Chris
if he,
is starting to look
5-8.
like he's ready for the weekend. He's got ball marks all over him. Knees are ripped up. He's looking like he's ready for Saturday and Sunday.
yeah, he's a little beat up, but ready to go.
Point.
It's 3 in a row for Tony Carson now, 6-8.
Yeah, he's back in it.
6-8.
Said it was now or never time, and he's responding. Still crucial time for both of them. Chris would definitely rather close this game out, get the match over with.
Oh. Yeah.
Point.
That rally was not going Chris's way the whole
7-8.
time from the beginning. Hand it to Tony right now, though, coming back.
Yeah, he's coming
7-8.
back, and Chris isn't putting that final nail in the coffin here.
Timeout.
And a timeout. Thank you very much.
There it is. 7 serves 8. Tony Carson in the service box. Came back, I think he was down 3-8. Does that sound right?
2. Side out. Eight, 7. Short. Second serve.
I would have chose a different color for the shirt, but, you know, who am I?
Rather than magenta.
Ooh.
Point. Nine, 7. Side out. 7, 9. Point. Eight, 9. Shot point.
Nice shot. Nice shot. Tony's hanging in there.
Wow.
We're in the middle of a battle again.
9, 9.
9-9. This is kind of what we saw in the reverse, where Chris looks like the better player, but Tony's still in there.
Oh, wow. Ooh. Just died on the back wall.
Great rally.
Still tied at 9 apiece here. Oh, wow, that worked out. Caught the side wall there. I don't know if he was looking for it down the line there or if he was actually trying to hit that as a wide angle pass, but whatever, it worked.
Whatever.
Whatever. It just worked, and it is match point now for Chris Crowther.
Short.
Good call.
Second serve.
Very close, but looks short to me. Going with the high lob, Nick.
Now down.
Great
Side
shot
out.
at a great time.
Yeah, that was crucial.
That's pretty clutch.
9-10.
9-10. He's putting up a good battle.
Wow. Absolutely huge. Again, Tony Carson trying to get the crowd behind him here. And I feel like that was an excellent, excellent effort.
At 9-10.
Scores 10, serving 10 now. It's a whole fresh game as it's a win by 2 situation.
Good shot. Good shot. Side out.
Just an average serve, and Chris put it away.
10-10.
Ball's broken. Gonna replay that. Get a fresh ball out here. Like, to your point, we'll see if either player tries to warm this ball up.
Yeah, Chris definitely should.
Yeah, I've never seen, you've done that for years. You get a new ball, I just watch you crank it a few times.
Yeah, a bunch. You want that thing fully warmed up. Especially if you're going to bring a drive serve. The only time I wouldn't warm it up first, Sean, is if I knew I was going to hit like a high Z serve. So I'm not trying to beat the guy with power. I'm hoping to hit them a mushy ball.
Right.
So if they try and put it away, it's probably going to stay up.
Side out.
That's a big forehand right there.
10-10.
Effortless. That was, again, standing straight up at the end here.
It was.
Why not try to get that first serve in?
Yeah. Looked kind of listless there, didn't it?
Oh, what's he doing?
I don't know. Why? He's putting his hand up for it, right?
Kind of want to see Chris run this rally to see what he's complaining about.
Stop. Avoidable.
Good call.
Side out.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Avoidable hinder, folks. Let's bring it up right now. Offensive opportunity taken away. Point. That's it.
Yep. There's not too many of the avoidable calls that I like, but that was
10-10.
the right call at the right time, I thought. Big serve. Oh, he left it up.
Skip. Point.
11-10, match point.
Standing courtside is Rocky Carson and Shane Vanderson, which I believe is the next quarterfinal match we'll be calling. Should be an exciting one.
Yep, they're both
11,
very exciting
10.
to watch. Both have great game styles.
Skip.
There's the match.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Tony
Exhilaration.
Carson and Chris Crowther. What a battle that was.
Chris Crowther. And that is the match.
Amazing racquetball here on Stadium Court.
Chris is pumped, and rightfully so. It's been an exciting one here. It ended in Game 4, where Chris Crowther came back and basically stopped rattling that around. Just anything. Perfect. Right there is perfect. And it is Game 4. Game 4 is over. The match is over. Chris Crowther moves on to the semifinals. We'll be right back for more quarterfinal action.
Just as soon as the players can get ready.